Om Akhandamandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Hari Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Ramakrishna. Thank you, Brother Shantatmananji. He has given me an opportunity to be with you on this fine evening before Deepavali. As we all know what is Deepavali, I will not go in detail about Deepavali. I was thinking, does this function or does this celebration has got any connection with our ultimate goal of moksha? Among the four Purusharthas, you all know, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. The moksha has been set before our eyes by our forefathers. That is the last attainment. So if that is the final attainment of our life journey, then does this celebration, this Deepavali, has got any connection to it? I was thinking that line and how to make it understandable to myself that this Deepavali is indeed relevant. So, as you know that Deepavali is celebrated all over the world by all the Hindus, irrespective of which state you belong to. But there are some interesting, stories about Deepavali's origin in different places. For instance, in northern India, Deepavali is associated with Bhagavan Sri Ramchandra. Sri Ramchandra has come back. The beautiful description in Tulsidas Ramcharitmanas we find how wonderfully he says that when Ram, Sita and Lakshman with Hanumanji got down at the airpad, where the Pushpak Vimana got down, he started walking towards Ayodhya city. And hundreds and people of Ayodhya city, they were rushing out from their homes. It was almost the sun setting time. He says, when the breeze was so cool, fragrant, he says the breeze was fragrant. That means it was bringing lots of fragrance from different flowers. And such a beautiful atmosphere when Ram descended on Ayodhya. At that time, hundreds of people came. And each one is asking, did you meet Sri Ram? Did you meet Sri Ram? Like that. And each one said, yes, I did meet. Sri Ram came to me. Amita Rupa Pragate, he says, Sri Ram took infinite number of forms and he appeared before everyone who has come to receive him. So each one got Sri Ram. See, God's qualities, omnipresence. One of the three qualities, omnipresence, and omnipotent and omniscient. Here, Tulsidas proves to us that how this Avatara Purusha separated himself into many forms and each one he greeted personally. How are you, my auntie? How are you, my uncle? How are you, my brother? Like that, each one he greeted. So that is something wonderful. We say that God's capacity to multiply himself at his will. And that we find here in Ramcharitmanas. So when he came, when Ram descended there, then people kept these diyas. Diya we call it. In pure Sanskrit term, it is Deepa. So the Deepa or the diyas they kept in a row. So the explanation for Deepavali word is Either it can be called Diwali or Deepavali, but both the meanings Deepa and Avali and Diya and Avali. Then it becomes Diwali or Deepavali. But Avali means what? Row. Any types of rows where you keep the Deepa in a row, then that is called Deepavali. But during Deepavali time, everywhere in all the houses, in all the balconies, they kept in a row all the Deepas. So it's called Deepavali. But then they worship Deepavali. Deepavali is important for us because after 14 years of exile, Sri Ram has returned and to his own place where the people loved him so much and they were separated for 14 years. You can see how much their eagerness to meet their Ram. So they all came. And that's how Tulsidas puts that Ram was received by everyone. Whoever has come, he has met Sri Ram. Now, if you come to the opposite direction, southern states, you will find there is no mention of Ram in the stories. There is mention about Krishna. A story about Asur, a demon called Narakasur, is told. We are all in childhood days, we used to ask, what is this Deepavali means? Then the story is told to us that there was one Narakasura, a Asura by birth, and that Asura was vanquished by Sri Krishna through the help of his wife Satyabhama. So the story is told. But just before his death, Narakasura pleaded with Krishna. Krishna asked him, what do you want? Last boon, ask me. I will give you whatever you want. Then Narakasura said, on this night, when I am killed, when my prana will be taken out by you, O Lord, let people rejoice. Let people say that evil has been vanished and evil has been sent out by God's grace. And by your grace, I will leave this body. But then, this is not a moment of mourning. This is a moment of rejoicing. So everybody should rejoice. Getting up early in the morning, the small hours, take nice oil bath, and then put on nice new clothes, and then have nice feast, and then meet everyone, and then greet. This is the boon I want. Then Sri Krishna granted him. That's why, and of course firecrackers, bursting of firecrackers is also included in his list of demands. And then it has been granted. But when you come to the western part of India, neither Ram nor Krishna. The Deepavali is associated with Lakshmi. That's also a very beautiful way that how Lakshmi has been brought into. That's, of course, Maharaj has asked me that next week, Sunday, our Pujya Swami Gautamananji will be here, our Vice President Maharaj. So he said, Maharaj, you please take this Sunday class also, a third class. I'm afraid now how long I should stay here for my visa and how long I'm going to speak here. But Maharaj just asked. So I was thinking, he asked me what is the topic. I was just not thinking. Now it strikes me, I can speak something about Mahalakshmi. Because after Kali Puja, we get Lakshmi Puja. So let us think about Lakshmi also in the next week. Now this... हाँ? अच्छा अच्छा ठीक है उनकी कृपा होने से लोग आ सकते हैं हाँ तो this Lakshmi is worship along with of course Ganesha. That is because Siddhi also is required and Dhan Labh also is required. You'll find that Dhana Labh and Siddhi in two places they write. So this is Ganesha also has to come. So like that we find the connection with the different. And then you come to the eastern part of India, where neither Ram nor Krishna, Lakshmi comes much later in one Purnima. It's a silent, soundless puja. And then here, in eastern part, Mother Kali is worshipped during Deepavali. So what could be the connection? Before going into these aspects, I will just pass on. Now, what do I mean, or what Diwali means to me? I would like to tell you. Deepavali, many people in the modern days think it is a one-day affair. It is not so. When I was in South Africa, the South Africa Hindu Mahasabha would always consult all of us, all the religious leaders, and come to an understanding which day the Deepavali can be conducted. Because a good majority are from North India, like Bihar and other places, Indian origin. And another big chunk of population of the Indians are South Indians. Now, naturally, South Indians celebrate Deepavali on the 14th night, that is Chaturdashi. And North India, Deepavali is celebrated on this Amavasya. So that is 15th day. So there is always the clash. Now the government of South Africa cannot afford to give for Indians 2 holidays, you see. So they said to Mahasabha, you come to an understanding among the devotees and then tell us one day. You choose any day and we shall give you holiday. So what to do? So the Mahasabha had to consult. Lot of arguments would come into, and finally the people settled there in this way. 1 year let us go by the South Indian calendar and another by the North Indian calendar. So, but then inside, chupi, inside they will celebrate in their homes that Deepavali. Though suppose South Indians have got today, this year, South Indian day, that is on 5th night is Deepavali. Then what they do on the 5th night has been accepted, so they will do. But then North Indians will be waiting for that. Of course, they enjoy the holiday, but next day they will do in their homes. Likewise, they always do that. But then you find that one day Deepavali is a concept that has come even to the Hindus in India. I was really surprised. It is not so. It is actually a 5-day celebration. Tomorrow is that holy Dhanteras. From Dhanteras we start. Dhanteras, and then Naraka Chaturdashi, then Lakshmi Diwali, and then fourth is what you called Govardhana Puja, and 5th is Bhai Dooj. So 5-day celebration. And I simply was wonderstruck when I saw these 5-day celebrations and put together and tried to see in what way these are all connected. For instance, is there any connection between all these 5 days? Or Diwali is only 1-day affair? Then after analysis I found, no, there is a spiritual connection between all these 5 days. Take for instance, the very first, I would call them 5 dimensions of a human being for spiritual well-being. So the entire, today at the Youth Forum, we have been discussing the functions of a function. Deepavali is a function. So what are the functions of the celebration? That is what we are discussing with the brothers. And there I found how many ideas came up. Each one started thinking and gave out so many ideas. So we find that these 5 days also is a routinely, if you see, you don't find any. Say after Diwali we have got Bhai Dooj, 2 days after, like that we say. Very matter of fact we are telling, not understanding the spiritual purpose of this. How do you say it is these 5 days are a gradual development of the spiritual well-being of a human? If you ask me, let us analyze. Say for instance, you take the first dimension, Dhanteras. Dhanteras is said to be very popular among the Indians. Particularly, we are all very fond of gold. So on that day, you must go and purchase something for your home. So you go outside and purchase even a silver spoon if you purchase. That is very great luck. That's what we have the belief. So you see in South India, the gold shops just to do a roaring business on Dhanteras day. Everywhere, big advertisements are there. Even when I was coming out from the New Delhi airport, entering here, I saw big hoardings for Dhanteras. Go and get your gold chain. That's what the hoarding said. So you find that people are made to believe that we have to purchase something. Dhan has to be acquired. How do you acquire? You cannot steal. You cannot rob somebody. So better you purchase. So the purchasing and acquiring dhan has become a very important point in Dhanteras. But does it, the dhan, that word, wealth, does it mean only the objects of wealth? Is it centering around the money? Or it is centering, or it is broadly can be taken into other aspects of our lives. In dhan, it is called nidhi. In Sanskrit, we use the word nidhi. What is the nidhi? Nidhi is one great thing. Yes, if you have a good bank balance, it is great dhan you have got. But what about the other qualities which Lakshmi represents? In Mahalakshmi Ashtakam, very beautiful 8 verses of Mahalakshmi. You must read that. I used to tell in South Africa, people have by-hearted this. Every child knows this Mahalakshmi Ashtakam. And you can see how the Indians are flourishing by the grace of Mahalakshmi, I would say. And that wonderful 8 verses can give you the gist of this Lakshmi. And says that the dhan does not mean merely money. It has got other good qualities in you. That's why you say the name Karuna Nidhi. Karuna Nidhi. Yeah, compassion itself is a dhan for that person. So you call Karuna Nidhi. Or if you are very highly knowledgeable, then say Jnana Nidhi. These are the names given to our children. You remember. So by this name itself we can understand this dhan does not mean merely money. But then it means welfare, that with money only you can maintain your life. If you don't have money, if you don't have wealth, you can't maintain your body. This Dhanteras has been instituted on the basis of this. What is the source? The source is one great Devata called Dhanvantari. Dhanvantari Devata is propitiated on this day, on the 13th day. And it's called that. That's why this Dhanvantari, from that name only, this Dhanteras has come. So Dhanvantari, who was Dhanvantari? He was a medicine man for the Devatas. He was a medical man, doctor. Healing physician to the Devatas. How many wars Devatas have to go into? And then from all the battles, when they return, they are all terribly upset. Everywhere wounds. And this is the Dhanvantari who comes and heals them. So even today, when you chant a Dhanvantari name for any big rogue, etc., they know our people advise, our gurus advise, Om Kleem Dhanvantari Devaya Mahavishnave Namaha is said to be the avatar of Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu came when he saw the Devatas are suffering, then he took the form of Dhanvantari and started healing people. That's why the popular saying that Vaidyo Hari. Vaidya is called Narayana Hari. Vaidyo Narayana Hari. This popular statement has come. Narayana Hari. Hari is the Vaidya. He is the doctor. He is the healer. So he took the form of Dhanvantari and healed all the Devatas. So even till today, when you take Dhanvantari name, in Ayurveda, was founded by Dhanvantari. There are great rishis who came in Ayurveda, who developed it for our purpose. But the source of Ayurveda is from Dhanvantari Devata. So physical well-being is the first dimension that we have to pay attention in Diwali. When we are celebrating Diwali, make your body fit, strong enough. Otherwise, in spiritual life, it is very difficult to have a weak body and to progress. After progressing, you may neglect your body, it doesn't matter. But for the progress, you must have proper physical fitness. Even in our mission, when brahmacharis join, we see the medical fitness. Only then a brahmachari is admitted. So the medical fitness is very important for us, and that is what Dhanvantari gives, or Dhanteras sounds to me. And from Dhanteras, we go to the second dimension. Second dimension you find is Naraka Chaturdashi. We all know that Narakasura story, how Sri Krishna went and vanquished him, etc. But the important part of the story comes after Narakasura was killed. The demon was killed or vanquished. After that, one important event happens there. Narakasura had a collection of 16,000 princes in his prison. 16,000 as per the Puranas. And all the 16,000 princes were released. So if you take this as from the physical well-being, now we are moving to the another step, another dimension, that is our mental well-being. How this is connected to mind? This 16,000 number itself can tell you how it is connected. There are total 72,000 nadis are there in our body as per yoga scriptures. If you read Hatha Yoga Samhita clearly says 72,000 nadis. Out of 72,000 nadis, 16,000 nadis are remaining blocked. Only with the rest of the nadis, our body is functioning, our mind is functioning, our prana is functioning. 16,000 nadis are completely blocked. None of the nadis are cleared. When the nadis have to be cleared one by one, for that there are different types of pranayama, etc. Methods are there in yoga. If you practice Hatha Yoga, you know that. But then, what is the relation between these 16,000 princes and 16,000 nadis? So our forefathers, our great rishis, think these 16,000 nadis are depicted as 16,000 naris are nothing but 16,000 nadis of the human body. These bodies have to be, these 16,000 girls were released from the prison, means that 16,000 nadis had to be purified and the blockage has to be removed. Once the 16,000 nadis are purified and the blockages have been removed, you have the darshan of God. Without cleaning the nadis, the darshan is impossible, says Sri Ramakrishna. He says in a yoga method, the nadi cleaning is a very, very vital and is very important. So, from physical well-being, you come to the mental well-being. So, these 16,000 princes were released by Sri Krishna. And the 16,000 princes, they say, the Puranas, they say that what we will do when we go out, none of our families are going to accept us. You know what happened to Sitaji? Sitaji, when she came back, the society did not accept the way that Sita has been taken back into the family. The same way, all these girls pray to Sri Krishna, what will be our future? He said, you all marry me mentally. Of course, after that, Sri Krishna left. He never stayed in Mathura. And Mathura, they were all taken good care of. And then they all stayed holding Sri Krishna as their own husbands. And they got status in their society. That's how the Puran says that 16,000 princes were saved by Sri Krishna after killing Narakasura. Now you see, after this mental well-being, after clearing up our nadis, that is purifying the nadis, and we are ready to go for our goal. What is the goal? This is the third dimension comes. In the third dimension, you will find very interesting that goal is the word that is called Lakshya. So in the western part, you find the Lakshmi Puja coming there. Lakshmi is nothing but a word made from the root word called Lakshya. Lakshya means goal, aim. So what is your goal of life? So Sri Ramakrishna has very clearly spelled out for us. God realization is the goal of life. Nothing else. All other things are only subordinate to this highest supreme goal. So God realization is our goal. And that is what this Lakshmi Puja, that is Diwali day, it signifies. So when you know the goal, and when you understand that God alone has to be reached, not any other worldly things, then what happens? Your mind automatically mellow down and take refuge at the feet of the Lord. You go running to Him, saying, "Oh Lord, Sharanam, Sharanam." Like that we say. And then we go and take refuge in the feet of the Lord. And that's what happened on Govardhan Giri episode, on the fourth day. People were stunned. The rains were so much lashing, and it was like a tsunami, waters coming into the Vrindavan. And all the people rushed to Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna was a small young child only. And they rushed to him, "Hey Krishna, you have done a lot of miracles. Do something for us. Save us from this terrible disaster." How was he going to save? He just took the Govardhan Giri in his hand, in one finger, and raised it and told all of them, "Come, O all ye suffering with the burden, come ye and take refuge in me," as the Christ said. And all people rushed to Sri Krishna, and they stayed there, and they were all protected by Sri Krishna. So the taking refuge in the Lord is what this Govardhan Puja signifies. That there is God. When you understand there is God, why not you take refuge under His feet? Why don't you take Him as your goal? And if you have taken Him as goal, then you must take refuge in Him. That's how this goal has come, and then fourth Govardhan Puja has come. And then fifth day, Bhai Dooj. What a beautiful atmosphere on that day, where everyone becomes brothers and sisters. And the filial love between the sisters and brother on that day, you must see. I have seen in Bengal when I was there, how wonderfully it has been taken to the highest level. That of course, giving presentation, gift, and then all taking, etc., etc., all those things are there. But then eating very good food is given. But then that filial attraction in the society, if that can spread from other than your own sibling, and if you can extend it to the whole society, how wonderful the society would be. Without any problem, without any fighting, without any disappointments. And the society will be strengthened by getting all together. And the most happy society is that society where men and women live together in peace. So these 5 days of Diwali, I consider it as the 5 dimensions to human life. And from here, I'm just going to another matter, how this Kali has come into being within Diwali. This is also a very great story, and practically there are Kalika Puran is there. To know about Kali, we can read more in that. But one book is enough to think of Kali, and that is Devi Mahatmya, which is called popularly Sri Sri Chandi. So the Chandi book, you will find a lot of explanation about Kali. When Durga became Chamunda and trying to fight the Asuras, one biggest Asura came, and that demon could not be wiped out. His name was Rakta Bija. You know, Kali is associated with blood. You'll be finding some parallels I will give you. It is very interesting to note this. Kali is associated not only with blood, she is associated with Munda also. Is it not? She has got Munda Mala. One great song is there. E duniyatai chilo na jokon tokon Munda Mala kotteke peli. As Brahmanda jokon chilo na Munda Mala kothai peli. It's very beautiful. You know, it's called sarcastic song on Mother Kali. So you find that. So that Munda Mala is also associated with her. Blood is associated with her. One day a boy came when I was I'm going back to South Africa. So there he came and asked, "Swamiji, I like all the gods and goddesses in Hinduism except one deity." I said, "Which deity you don't like?" "That Mother Kali you call. That I don't like it." "Hey, what has happened to her? Did she come to you in your dream and threatened you? Did she tell that she is going to drink your blood? So that is what I don't like. She always wants blood, blood, blood. I don't believe in a bloodthirsty goddess. And today also in the youth forum, the question came up about the Bali, whether we should support Bali or not, or should we keep the Bali. So the bloodthirsty goddess is what is said. If you go to any ancient Kali temple, like I was 12 years staying in Ranchi, and next to Ranchi, very near, Chinnamasta temple is there. On Sundays, there is a queue of goats. One after another Bali is given. One after another till 12 o'clock. And this Rakta, everywhere, that portion where the Bali Pita is there, you can see the blood, blood, blood. Now, so people get afraid. And they think Kali means something very fearful. And Kali means you should not keep Kali photos in your homes. Like that some people also speak. I went when I was a brahmachari and I was given the duty to clean the Shayan Gaur of Sri Ramakrishna in Belur Mutt. And in that Gaur, there is a Kali picture. So our Pujari Maharaj explained to me, this picture, Sri Ramakrishna used to say, should not be kept in any house. It's called Smashan Kali. You know, Kali, there are several groups are there. Sri Ramakrishna in the Gospel speaks about several types of Kali. And so one Rupa is Smashan Kali. Smashan Kali, you should not keep it in your house, is what he has advised to Grahastha people. So Smashan Kali Rup is there. And when I stood there and looked at the picture, what an artist that must be. The eyes are, so fearsome. It's so fearsome. When you see that, oh, what a dangerous Kali it is. But that dangerous Kali was made into benign form by the worship of Sri Ramakrishna. Actually, one of the greatest contribution of Sri Ramakrishna to Hinduism is this, that the Kali worship, which was going down and down and down in the Tantric tradition, was rejuvenated, was renewed by Sri Ramakrishna. If Sri Ramakrishna had not come today, what would have happened to this Kali tradition? It would have gone into terrible way. Even during his time, there were Kartabhajas. There were no morality. Those things we are all reading. I don't want to express here. But though you read Gospel, you will know. And the Kathamrita itself, Sri Ramakrishna explains. Such peculiar social systems were in the vogue. And it was Sri Ramakrishna who purified one by one. And his worship of Kali brought us the most loving mother that we can have. I love the form of Kali, and I see that, how wonderful loving form she is. And she is really so. But then the Chandika, when Chandika was dealing with that Asura, and she could not deal with that Rakta Bija Asura, she became very harsh. She was terribly disappointed that the Rakta Bija cannot be wiped out. Then she put her two eyebrows together and in anger, she closed her eyes. And from her third eye, this Mahakalika came out. And Kalika says, hey sister, why did you manifest me? She said, I have got a work for you. Go and tackle this Rakta Bija. And then Kali goes. How she attacks Rakta Bija? She first severes his head. Immediately the Rakta falls on the ground. She looks at that. As many drops has fallen on the ground, from each drop, another Rakta Bija has come and is standing there. So for one Rakta Bija, you got now 100 Rakta Bijas to fight with. Like that, whatever part of Rakta Bija you cut off, wherever the Rakta falls onto the ground, from that drop, another Rakta Bija is coming. Terrible scene. So Kali was angry. She decided only way to remove Rakta Bija is not to allow the blood drops to fall into the ground. What do? Just put your mouth and drink it. Finish. By that she finished thousands of Rakta Bijas. And she became Unmata. If you drink blood so much, who will not become mad, That is what happened. She was Unmatta, and in Unmatta Avastha she started dancing, and she was going and walking, and you find that finally she could not be controlled by anybody. All the devatas had to rush to Mahadev. Hey Mahadev, see your spouse, what has happened to her? He said the best way when your wife is angry, not to confront her. Meet her after some hours. Then by the time she will come down. The same thing Mahadeva did. He went and long distance where Kali was walking. He went and lied down quietly, not speaking anything to Kali. And Kali was walking ferociously. She was about to destroy the entire world. That function is for Shiva, not for Kali. So she came, and when she put her foot at one place, her foot fell on the chest of Mahadeva. Stumbling block for her walking. She looked down and she saw Mahadev is sleeping, and on his chest she had kept her foot. It was a mistake. She put out her tongue. We all do that. All the Bengalis girls I have seen, when they make any mistake while talking, they bite their tongue. It is there in every tribal society. In South Africa also I have seen among the tribes, they also have this practice. You put your tongue, and this is what Puranas, in a very poetic way, they give Mother Kali's vision of Shiva. They say it's a very poetic sense, that Kali comes and looks at her husband and she gets ashamed, and then she puts her tongue out and bites it. And she has, now we come to the Kali. What is Kali? Kali, we all know, is name of a black color. Is there any other meaning? There is another meaning for the word Kala. Kala means black as well as time. The capital T, I always say. Time. The time. That time is Kala. And when you want to think of Kala, the time, in feminine form, as your mother, then Striyang Nip. If you have read Sanskrit grammar, you know that. So, Kali. You have to call it Kali. So, Kali is the time. Have you ever seen that time has started now, time has ended now? That is, you can say only with regard to reference to something. Sun rose. So, from sunrise to sunset, you take a time. And then say 14 hours today. So, the 14 hours you can say, you can calculate the time. But does the time has got any beginning? The Shastras say it is Anadi. Kali is Anadi. And as it is not beginning, it has got no end also. It is a continuous running of a line. Imagine a line which continuously runs. And it has got no past, no present. That is Kala. Past, present only we decide. Is it not? 200 years before, we call it past. Then yesterday we call it past. Tomorrow we call it future. These are all, we have made it. In the time, there is no past, present, future. The time is a continuous line of flow. Continuous flow. And that is going on for time immemorial. We do not know when it started. It started with Parabrahman. That's why it is a Shuddha Brahma Paratpara Ram. Who is Ramachandra? Ramachandra is a Parabrahman himself. And that Parabrahman, he becomes, when he becomes Ram, then he becomes Parameshwara first, to become an avatar. Parabrahman cannot take any avatar. You know that. A Nirakara, Nirguna Parabrahman cannot take any avatar. Who can take avatar? Parameshwara only can take avatar. And Parameshwara can take avatar only with the help of time. So the next line says, Kalatmaka Parameshwara Ram. Only in the 6th line it says, Dasharatha Nandana Ram. He is the son of Dasharatha. Is told in the 6th line. You see the tracing of Parabrahman. So Kalatmaka Parameshwara Ram. So the time is that distinctly a condition where the Parabrahman becomes Parameshwara. And Parameshwara runs this whole universe by his power. And that power is the Shakti. So Kala, the time, has been thought of by your rishis as a Shakti, as a energy. Now think of this Kala. This Kala, as I told you, never stops. Only in romantic poems you find that, oh, seeing your face, the time has stood still. Like that we say. We read it in books. But can the time stand still? Just imagine. Has any time, at any time, can the time stood still? It cannot. It is always moving. So you will find among all the deities, only one deity, Kali, is shown as walking. You cannot see Kali standing in two legs. You cannot see her sitting anywhere. You always see her walking. 1 foot in front, 1 foot in the back. Why? Because she is the time. Time cannot stop anywhere. Time has to run always. It has to flow always. So with the Trigunatmika, the time comes and the time is always flowing. It cannot be stopped. So Kali is depicted by rishis as walking, always walking. Now you see other attributes of Mother Kali. And I told you the poetic way how the Puranas have depicted Mother Kali biting her tongue. But there is another beautiful meaning is there. Kali, Kal, what is the function of Kal? If you analyze it, Kal eats away everything. Time eats away. In one place, I was traveling with a devotee in the car. I saw some dilapidated buildings. So I asked him, hey, why these dilapidated buildings? Nobody is staying. He said, Maharaj, some 50 years, 30 years back, here this town was very thriving with the Indian labor group. And these mills, the mines were closed. The coal mines were closed. Now people were all emigrated to another place. So they all left these houses and the houses became dilapidated because nobody is staying. Who will give maintenance? So it's all dilapidated. Then he added one sentence. He said that time has eaten away, he said. I appreciate it. Very beautiful statement, I say. Time eats away everything. Think of those Mesopotamian civilization. Is it now? What about the Greek civilization? What happened to the Egyptian civilization? Only in the museum. What happened to them? Time has eaten away. So time can eat away everything. So Mother Kali has put her tongue out. Without putting your tongue out, can you eat? By closing your mouth? No. For eating, you have to put your tongue out. And that is what she signifies. That she is going to eat everything in this universe. Nothing will be left. Because she is Srishti Sthiti Vinashanam Shakti Bhute. She is the Shakti Bhuta, condensed form of energy. What is that condensed form of energy? Creation, sustenance, and dissolution. These three she continuously does. So she has put on that. And now we come to Mundamala. How this Mundamala is there? What does he want from us? There is, after some months you will get one puja of Kali Puja, another Kali Puja, which is also famous, called Falaharini Kali Puja. And devotees bring so many fruits. A huge, big basket of fruits we have to offer to Mother Kali. Because devotees bring, not knowing these fruits she did not want. She wanted some other phala from you. Your karma phala she wanted. Come and give your karma phala. And you say to Mother Kali, hey Mother Kali, accept all my karma phala and I place it in your feet and release me from the bondage of this samsara. That is what we have to do on Falaharini Kali Puja. But we think Falaharini means one who eats phala. Phala means fruits. So that is the lowest form of explanation, physical explanation. But there is an adhyatmic explanation we must think of. And that is this, all your karma phalas are taken by her. And one of the karma phala she wants to take is your ego. As Sri Ramakrishna said, last week I pointed out, let the ego stay as a servant ego. And that servant ego is what she is going to do. When you have ego, she wants to cut your munda. Because ego's place is the head, not the heart. Heart is full of emotion and thinking is head. And head only the ego remains. So the ego has to be cut. So the head has to be cut off. So she has got Mundamala. So many people have given their ego at her feet, and that head is very dear to her. She has taken and put it as a mala, and she has put it on her neck. That means she has accepted the surrender. What a beautiful way that you can think of Mother Kali, you see. So, when you think of Mother Kali, not only she is as a goddess who gives you all your welfare things, who blesses you, etc., but also think of this concept as something very spiritual. When you think Kali in a spiritual way, then you understand, oh, Kali is so dear to us. And every day she stays in my heart and she dances, as Sri Ramakrishna used to dance on the flight of steps at Dakshineswar temple. And how wonderful it was for Sri Ramakrishna to see Mother Kali. And there are many saints who have seen Mother Kali. It is not only one Ramakrishna saw. Ram Prasad has seen, Kamalakant has seen. They all used to talk to Mother Kali. In their own way, they used to speak to her. And even today, you find there are great many devotees who have seen Kali. In their home, they keep Kali image and worship. Many homes I have seen in Ranchi, they have got Kali image. So, Kali is dear to us, but not as a mere deity, but going something beyond that. Try to understand the depth of Mother Kali. Well, I will not be able to understand, Swamiji, what I should do. I said, then I say, you pray to Mother Kali. That is what Sri Ramakrishna did. Sitting before that Bhavatarani statue in the temple, he didn't first believe that Mother Kali is existing. What did he say? Mother Kali, I do not know you are there or not. If you are there, why don't you reveal to me that you are there? That's a very beautiful way Sri Ramakrishna has taught us how to pray to God. You know, you can pray whatever you ask, but do we ask any time, oh Lord, I am praying to you, you reveal to me yourself. Who are you? Who am I praying to? Is it real or is it only imagination? So Mother Kali revealed to him who she is. And that is the beauty. So when you pray to her with your full heart, and she will come and reveal to us. With these few words, I take leave of you today. And if Maharaj wants to say any announcement or anything, he can come here. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna.